Can you believe that a yellow warbler, an American yellow warbler, has turned up at New Hive in Kent? It's Christmas Eve 2024. So inspired by the discovery of a yank wintering in Kent, I've come into Ventnor Park on the Isle of Wight. See if there's anything in here. Come on, there's got to be a northern water thrush down by Flowers Brook here. A little stream that flows through the park. Or maybe a wintering, something from the east, maybe a wintering red flat bluetail. That would be fun. Always happens though, why does Kent always get American stuff? That blooming, what was it? God, I can't remember what that thing that turned up in the Tesco car park. Was it the 80s? What was it? Blue, what was it? Vireo, yellow-throated vireo, was that what it was? No, that's not right. That was a Cot Valley bird, wasn't it? Can't remember the American thingy. Was it a vireo that turned up in Kent? Oh, God. Blue winged warbler, was that it? Golden winged warbler, that was it. Golden winged warbler, that turned up in some rubbish car parking by a Tesco store in Kent. So if Kent can get these American things wintering, I think that was in winter as well, why can't we here on the Isle of Wight? Obviously my rose-breasted grosbeak, which I had just down there in Ventnor Botanical Gardens back in 1995, that was well, that was the last day in October, so that wasn't a wintering bird, but could well believe one might hang around in the Undercliff, a lovely sheltered spot here in the Isle of Wight. But so far I'm not finding any wintering yanks. Come on, they must be here somewhere. There's a holly tree over there, which is much loved by the firecrests, which are more frequently encountered. I won't say more common, I'll say more frequently encountered than goldcrests these days. So goldcrests in the Undercliff are really hard to come by, whereas firecrests breed in the Undercliff, so they're semi-regular. They're obviously the most regular crest. Anyway, they love the yews over there, particularly hammer holly, but the yews over there by the toilets. Best not hang around the toilets though, try to find a firecrest. How about an olive back pipit along this edge? That would be nice. This is what I do when I'm birding. I just imagine the most ludicrous species, and I usually just find a chiffchaff. Although I've not heard a chiffchaff in Ventnor for a few weeks. I'm sure there's one or two wintering in wetter bits in St Lawrence. Oh dear, I'm kind of rabbiting on about nothing in particular, but just need to encounter a tit flock. There is a long-tailed tit flock here somewhere, but it's so mild today. Like I say, it's Christmas Eve 2024 and it's way above 10 degrees centigrade. It's probably, well, 11 or 12 degrees centigrade, so not that much above. But it would be warm if the sun was out, but it is warm, relatively speaking. So the old tit flocks feel less compelled, I suppose, to move around quickly searching for insects, because there are insects everywhere, which makes birding slightly more tricky because everything's dispersed. What's that up there? It's remarkably quiet actually. There's no chaffinches or thrushes. Haven't seen a blackbird yet since I started filming. In fact, I'm not sure I've seen a bird. I've heard a few blue tits and robins singing and a wren. I've not actually seen anything. There's no song thrushes or blackbirds in the under the canopy here on this bank, which is normally really good for those sorts of things. It's just too mild. They're just probably all digesting the ample food they're finding at the moment in these ridiculously mild winter conditions. Well, I'm going to stop filming for a little while, and if I come across a tit flock or something, I'll stop filming again and see if we can find a firecrest or a yellow warbler. So I gave up on Ventnor Park because there's absolutely nothing in there. Just going down down these steps directly above Castle Cove at the moment, which is next to Steephill Cove. I think I'm going to drop down into Steephill Cove, see if there's anything along the coastline. These gardens look perfect for something cripplingly rare. Especially with all these cabbage palms that earlier in the autumn were covered in little white berries that the robins and blackcaps, and actually that's a point, I haven't had a blackcap for a few weeks. It's normally stuffed full of blackcaps wintering in the undercliff. That's very odd. But anyway, they love these cabbage palms. But so do the wood pigeons, and they quickly strip them of their berries, unfortunately. Anyway, let's get down to the coastline, I think. Let's drop down Love Lane to Steephill Cove. There's the old cricket club there. Public footpath going to Steephill. Never had a hooper on the cricket pitch, oddly enough. Don't often look, but quite interesting when it floods, because then the mallard get on there, but hasn't flooded so far this winter, I don't think. Anyway, let's go down this way onto the beach. We have arrived at Steephill Cove. Let's just drop down here then. It's all going to be closed, I think, at this time of year, especially on a Christmas Eve. It should mean it's quite peaceful down here. We shall see in a minute. The sparrowhawk has just gone into this holm oak, chasing a blue tit, I think. Might have gone out the other side, but let's see if it comes out. Yeah, oh, it is still in there, I think. Oh no, that's a blackbird. Sparrowhawk must have gone straight through. Oh well, it's a small one, so male, I assume. This is more like it. Not another soul. Tell me in the comments section if you've been down to this part of the Isle of Wight, Steephill Cove, near Ventnor in the Undercliff. It's a great spot for pioneering birding. There's a few birders around, but to be honest, they don't look in along the Undercliff very much. They tend to go to other habitats like Brading Marsh and that kind of area. As usual, there's no turnstones on the beach. Really hard to come by on this rocky shore, which is quite a surprise in the Undercliff. Plenty on the other side of the island, around Ryde Sands, with all the sandlings as well. But really not common along the Ventnor shoreline. No waders are common at all here in the Undercliff, which is a real shame. Common sandpipers are the most frequent. Probably purple sandpipers are second most reliable in winter. They would have been difficult to find though. Can't remember if I said, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're interested in nature writing and birding and rewilding, that kind of stuff. That's what it's all about, this channel. And you can support the channel via buymeacoffee.com. There's a link to that in the description for this video. All that kind of support is very much appreciated, but otherwise just enjoy the video. Tell me if you've been down to Steephill though, or if you've been down to the Isle of Wight. It's a great area for kind of undiscovered birding spots. Obviously they have been discovered, but unfrequented birding spots is a better place to put it. I do love the Undercliff because in summer you've got all the chalk downland, which is spectacularly rich in butterflies and wildflowers and whatever else. That's all towering above Ventnor and the Undercliff, and then down here you've got the lovely rocky shoreline, which is great for rock pooling, and these lovely little quiet coves. Fairly iconic house there. It's not a lighthouse, but it kind of looks like one. Feels a bit like a Cornish cove or a cove on the Isles of Scilly. We don't get as many rares here though, or at least not as many are found because there are very few birders to find them. Cove coffee shop. Where is that? That's over there somewhere. Yeah, just over there. I do wish one of them was open though. Although it is Christmas. Well, Christmas Eve. Everyone's open in Ventnor Bay at the moment. One or two are open on Christmas Day, which is pretty amazing. So well done businesses that open on Christmas Day in Ventnor Bay. If you're on the island, do come and visit. Coming round now to Castle Cove, heading east back towards Ventnor Bay, which you can see in the distance. There's Ventnor Bay over there. Now if I was a desert wheatear wintering somewhere on the Undercliff shoreline, I'd probably come somewhere like this. So fingers crossed. Come on desert wheatear, let's be having you. Don't think, well, I know that Undercliff has never had a desert wheatear, or one's never been found anyway. Probably has had one or two over the years, but never been found. But you never know. Oh, what's that over there? Is that rock pipit? Probably. Stone chat. That's a nice start. Wintering stone chat. Let's just check the rocks down here. There's people go. There's a robin there. Oh no, is that a robin or is that a black? Sorry, no, it's the female stone chat, so there are two stone chats. That's where purple sand ought to be. There's a rock pipit there, flying along. No sign of any purple sandpipers there. There's people walking along who are probably going to flush the desert wheatear, so I won't see it. Not that there is one. You never know. Bit shabby up here, so that's perfect for a desert wheatear and a black redstart. There's a few of those wintering in the Undercliff every year, especially around Ventnor. There goes a stone chat flying along that way. Just coming out of a Castle Cove now, having failed to find anything exciting beyond stone chats and a rock pipit. Coming up, walking east towards Flowers Brook. It's very undulating, by which I mean there's lots of hills and lots of cover as well. There's Ventnor Bay getting closer, and Flowers Brook, the stream just down there. Go up this way, I think. It's always worth walking along this path, which is directly above the stream, the Flowers Brook. In autumn it's brilliant along here. Later in the day, because the sun shines on here from the west, from that direction. So this is sunlit on a sunny day, obviously. That's why the chiffchaffs and spot flies and that gather on this slope to feed later in the day. And just here you can't see it because it's overgrown, but there's a cascading stream, or Flowers Brook cascades down this slope to where it opens up again down the bottom. This is where all the birds have a bath, and it can be great, really good for all those chiffchaffs and goldcrests, and well, not goldcrests. These days there used to be loads of goldcrests in the undercliff each autumn. These days very few. I don't know if that's typical. If you're a birder and you do birding along the south coast, of goldcrests declines where you are as well. Is it just a weird blip that the undercliff doesn't seem to get as many anymore? I think I only had one this autumn down at Alma Road, which has been shocking because in a tip flock in the autumn you normally get 20 or 30. Not normally, but a decent expected group would be 20 or 30 goldcrests. Yeah, very, very, very quiet. This is Myrtle Bay, another cracking little spot in the autumn especially. Just walking west down towards Ventnor now. Just beyond, well, it's kind of between Flowers Brook and La Falaise car park, which is basically the west side of Ventnor Bay. This little walk is really good, and especially just here above Myrtle Bay, this shrubby bank with sycamores and blackthorn, hawthorn, ivy, some buddleia. This is where the old chiffchaffs love to hang out when it's sunny and the sun is over there, obviously looking south. Cracking walk along here. Sometimes it can be absolutely dead, but especially later in the autumn. So come along here in kind of October, early November time. That's when it comes into its own. Earlier than that, the birds tend to be up on Ventnor Downs, so up on the summit above Ventnor, in terms of the birds that are on the ground, the land birds. The visible migration is stunning through here in kind of September, especially throughout October and into early November. Birds going overhead. Right, I'm heading into Ventnor Bay now, and I need a cup of coffee. Not a bad little walk. Thanks for coming along with me. Like I say, do subscribe to the channel. It's completely free. It just means YouTube will let you know when I upload new videos, which I do fairly frequently on this channel, so stay tuned for more. Just walk down this way to have a look along the shoreline at La Falaise, see if there's a common sandpiper or that desert wheatear, which there must be a desert wheatear somewhere. Let's look over the cliff down to the beach. One of these days I am actually going to find a desert wheatear, and it's going to be filmed and you're going to see it. But alas, as far as I can see, today is not the day. One can fantasise, can't they? I'm drawing a resounding blank in terms of anything on the beach. Lovely bit of habitat though. In the autumn, the robins, migrating robins, love this bit of shoreline. As do the black redstarts, although they really head for the cabbage palms. They love the cabbage palm berries in the town, the black redstarts. And they'll be wintering somewhere in Ventnor. Up to 10 winterers around town in Ventnor wintering black redstarts, which is pretty good. What's that over there? Buzzard by the looks of it. That's Scam with the binoculars. Yeah, one of the local buzzards. There's some goldfinches flying over. Look at the old Ventnor Downs shrouded in mist. Cracking view. There's Ventnor itself. And we're now at La Falaise car park, just off to the left here. And Ventnor Bay. That was a quiet birding walk, wasn't it? At least you got to see some habitat, of which there is a lot. A lot of cover. Hiding the yellow warbler. One day, one of these days. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books that I've written. One, Birdwatching around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below for this video, and you can also order it from the library. And it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets, and in a few shops along the Esplanade, like the Longshoremen's Museum and Lady Scarlett's Tea Room as well. But yeah, I'll put a link to the description if you want a slightly deeper dive into the Isle of Wight Undercliff. Then these 2 little booklets might be of interest to you. Just go onto Amazon otherwise and just search for Steve Jones and Ventnor and you should find them.